Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.
Hello, I'm Lori Steiner. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, to stay healthy, don't hibernate. We'll share ways to keep moving this winter. Then, your wealth has a lot to do with your well-being. We'll uncover how investments can help avoid illnesses. In honor of Valentine's Day, we'll look at how to learn to love after loss. Plus, we'll introduce others' innovative ideas on how to improve our area. And do you have an ethical will? We'll explain why it's important.
It's time to get geoing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. Think winter means an end to your workouts? Not so fast. Dr. Kimberly Chen is here with ways to keep active and exercise, even if you end up indoors. Dr. Chen is the Senior Medical Director for Medical Mutual of Ohio. So welcome to the show again. Now, especially for older adults, winter weather isn't real welcoming for working out, correct?
Yeah, with the wind, the ice, and the snow, sometimes even walking around the block could be dangerous. However, there's so much benefits from keeping yourself active. For example, it decreases your risk factor with many types of disease, such as heart problems, heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, and certain type of cancer. Exercise also is very important in elevating your mood, making you sleep more. So definitely the benefits of exercise is endless. Even inside, there are many activities that you can do to keep yourself active.
Okay, such as?
A mall stroll can substitute your outside walking during the summer. Many mall has programs that at no cost, and you can even do it on your own.
Mm-hmm. And what about how to be careful in the mall? Any tips on that?
Yeah, I mean, especially there are a lot of patron tracks and a lot of snow and water, so make sure you have a good shoes with tractions.
Yeah, even if you're indoors. So.
Absolutely.
Any other indoor activity that would be a good choice?
Some exercise classes, you can join a gym. Other things are indoor pool with swimming is excellent activity as well. Other things you can think about is DVDs and exercise programs for seniors.
Okay. And what if you don't really like going to a fitness center? You feel intimidated by that?
Yeah, you can always create a home gym. And it doesn't have to be expensive, big equipment. The video that we talked about for tailored especially for seniors, you can check them out at library or buy them at the store. But just remember, when you are doing those videos, make sure you have a big space that's cleared out, and make sure you have a lot of water to keep yourself rehydrated, as well as have a phone nearby in case you fail and need to call somebody for help.
Right, right. That would be important. So what if outdoors isn't out of bounds, or maybe it's a nice day, what do we need to keep in mind when we're exercising outdoors?
Clothing is the most important things. Make sure you start the layer by a thin synthetic material, followed by a fleece, then top it off with a protective layer of breathable material. Other things, make sure you protect your extremities very well. Your fingers, your toes, and ears are most susceptible for frostbite. But most importantly, remember your sunscreen. Even in the cloudy days, there's still sun.
Okay, you still gotta be careful, that's right. Any last tips?
Well, stay active. Even something as simple as house chore, vacuuming, climbing the stairs, incorporate any kind of activities, stay active into your daily routine.
All right, great tips. One of the best exercises you can do, get up off the couch. Then follow Dr. Chen's suggestions for increasing your activity for your health's sake. My thanks to Dr. Chen for joining us today.
Learn more about Medical Mutual of Ohio by visiting www.medmutual.com/go or call 1-844-606-5387. Next, health is wealth. But first, if you're lucky in love, your special someone will almost certainly send a Valentine's Day card professing their affection. And this note will likely be riddled with ribbon and lavished with lace. But why? We'll open up the answer and read it out when we return.
Right now, the trusted experts of University Hospital's Seidman Cancer Center and the most advanced cancer-fighting technologies are in 17 community locations. That's leading-edge care, where you're most comfortable. That's UH Seidman Cancer Center. Right now, proton therapy, a revolutionary treatment for many types of cancer, is available for the first time in Ohio, and only at University Hospital's Seidman Cancer Center. That's the future of cancer care. That's UH Seidman Cancer Center.
Ribbon on a card is rooted in a ritual that was maintained in the Middle Ages. When knights took part in tournaments, their sweethearts gave them ribbons for good luck. And lace? In Latin, the word means to snare or net, as in to capture another's heart. So this Valentine's Day, we wish you yards of ribbon and layers of lace.
How does your wealth affect your health? More than you might think. Jim Lineweaver is here with a checkup on how your finances can influence your personal fitness. Jim is a certified financial planner professional with the Lineweaver Financial Group. So welcome back to the show.
Yeah, good to see you.
What does wealth have to do with health?
A lot, because if you have a lot of wealth but you don't have your health, it's not going to do you too much good. I mean, look at Steve Jobs, one of the most successful people in our lifetime, and accumulated a massive amount of money, but it couldn't save his life, and he died at a relatively young age, unfortunately. So
that's true.
You really want to make sure, life is always about a balance, but what we find out is stress, and sometimes people find their financials to be stressful. Stress can lead to a lot of problems. As a matter of fact, about 43% of people find some adverse effects from stress, and they say anywhere from 75 to 90% of doctors' visits you can trace back to the roots of stress. So it has multiple effects on your body and your health over time and things along that nature. So you really got to be careful about your health as well.
Okay, so our health is our wealth, but is the opposite true too? Does more wealth bring better health?
Actually, it does, yes. So there's a direct correlation that says the more income or more wealth you have over time, the healthier you may be. You can afford other things, or maybe shop at Whole Foods instead of some other normal grocery stores, or not run into McDonald's to get some type of, although McDonald's might not be happy with me saying that, but needless to say, you get the idea that they can take the time and the money to actually get better food and consume better things. And a lot of times they have just a better awareness of things along that nature as well. So they might be a little more paying attention to not only what they're eating, but getting exercise, maybe seeing the doctors more, and do things that they may have to even do private pay, something that your healthcare may not cover, but it takes money to do that. So there is a direct proportion between people's health and the more income that they make or the more wealth that they have.
Wow, I didn't realize that. So does that also mean that your wealth can buy you better health?
It can.
I think you kind of alluded to that.
Yes, it actually can. So whether you're, taking advantage of an HSA at work where other people may not be able to afford, or you may be using some alternative investments, alternative treatments and things along that nature. So wealth definitely can trickle down into that in multiple ways. Not only from the food you put in your mouth, but maybe joining the gyms and other things that people might not be able to afford. What you also find is sometimes based on occupations, those occupations are not going to be at the higher level, maybe not as risky or as hazardous as some of the lesser income producing jobs and things along that nature. So it can not only be your lifestyle, but it could also be your job and what you do, how it affects your health over time.
So how do you, as a financial planner, help our wealth and our health?
Well, what we did is, years ago, I built a Wealth Watch Center. And what we do is we coordinate all the financial, tax, legal, and insurance for our clients all under one roof. And you don't have to always use our advisors, but we can coordinate with yours. But the thing is to get coordination, somebody quarterbacking that for you, so it can kind of relieve some of your stress. So a lot of our clients have found that very helpful to make sure that you just take a couple of those additional burdens off. We'll take care of it for you, but then your I's are dotted and T's are crossed in that manner.
And you take something of a holistic approach, and you've got a complimentary seminar coming up that talks more about all of this.
We do. We actually have Dr. Adam Mack coming in, and he's going to talk about the health side of things and some new innovations that can really keep you healthy. And we'll be also touching base on the wealth side. So that's going to be on Tuesday, February 21st at 1 p.m. and also Thursday, February 23rd at 6 p.m. They do fill up quick, so if your viewers would like to attend, please have them call as soon as they can.
All right. Sounds great. So if you want to be healthy, wealthy, and wise, attend one of Jim's seminars or give him a call. His number's next.
For more information, call the Lineweaver Financial Group at 1-888-313-4009 or click to www.lineweaver.net. Next, can you learn to love again? Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Want to know what happens behind the scenes at our sensational downtown theaters? Then take a backstage tour at Playhouse Square. These 90-minute tours are terrific for tapping into the wonders in the wings, and they're free. The ticket for more information? Call 216-640-8664 or visit www.playhousesquare.org.
Valentine's Day is just 2 days away, but this happy holiday can feel hurtful if you've loved and lost. Relationship coach Kathy Dawson is here with soothing words if you're suffering, along with advice about letting yourself love again. So welcome back to the show, Kathy.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Now, you're a relationship coach. I would think you would just love Valentine's Day.
Oh, I do. It's one of my favorite holidays. And for people who aren't grieving, I'm all about it. But if you're grieving, you've just lost a spouse or a partner, or you just had a divorce, it's obviously very difficult. And the media is hyping it up, right? And so we tend to think, what's wrong with me? I feel terrible. I'm not. It's really important to not pressure yourself. You've just been through a major loss, and to do something to romance yourself, right? I mean, get a massage, get a pedicure, go somewhere. I'd like to pack all these people up and send them to an island, just for the day, because that's how difficult it can be. Yeah.
Another question comes up, especially on Valentine's Day, is, am I ready for love again? If you have loved and lost, how do we know for sure it's time to put yourself out there?
It's different for everybody. There's no perfect time, but you have to kind of go with your gut. And if you're showing up on websites and you're thinking about dating, I mean, that's a sign that maybe you're healing and that maybe it is the right time for you. Men in general tend to get out there sooner than women. And I have a theory about this.
Oh,
I'm not the only one.
Why is that?
Right. I think men in a committed relationship become emotionally dependent on their wives sometimes. They become an anchor because they don't have the social network that many women do. They don't have perhaps the friends or the family members. And so when that person's gone, they are really hurting so badly. So they might be more likely to go out sooner than women. Not everybody, but some.
Okay. And is this mostly after death?
It could be, well, usually it is after, well, death is a whole different thing.
But is there something different between death and divorce?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're grieving in both. But with divorce, there's aside from sadness, there's also sometimes bitterness and anger. And I've seen that happen where someone's so consumed by it that then they think, oh, I'm going to go out and date. I mean, they're out there. That's not real attractive, right? So I tell people who are going through that to get some therapy, get some counseling, work on those issues before you put yourself out there, right?
So you kind of have to heal yourself before anything else good can happen.
You really do. And pay attention. You'll know when you're healing.
So you start looking at the websites a little bit, or you start asking your friends for who's out there or things like that?
That says it all, right? When you're in such pain, that's the last thing you want to do, right?
Yeah.
So I'd pay attention to that.
When you think you have healed and you found somebody, what advice do you have?
Okay. So what I think, first of all, some people, they'll say you're rushing it, right? Or some people will say, what are you doing? It's been 5 years, get out there. But whatever you do, I would really think about taking some time to get what I call a work sample from the person. And that means give enough time so that you can see them in different situations and how they react and what their values are, okay? And I'm not opposed to 4 seasons. You know, there's a reason we have this in nature, right? There's a beginning, and then there's a kind of a closure end thing going on.
And it starts again.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see somebody in each season and how they are, you know, personality-wise, energetically. It's not a bad idea. But then again, if you know somebody who's like 3 weeks later saying, I'm getting married, what are you going to say? It's not your life. You have to let them do what they're going to do, and they'll learn from whatever happens.
Okay. I think some good advice as Valentine's Day is shortly coming up.
It is, yes. Strap in.
So happy Valentine's Day to you and yours.
Lord.
Whether you've been lucky or unlucky in love, if you've suffered a loss, only you know when you're ready to love again. So as Kathy says, don't let friends, family, or St. Valentine tell you any different. My thanks to Kathy for joining us today. Thanks.
You.
To learn more, call relationship coach Kathy Dawson at 216-536-8964 or log on to www.kathythecoach.com. Up next, ideas to accelerate our area. It's time to get up and go, an exercise segment on golden opportunities.
Hello everybody, it's Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and we are here today to show you not only how to work your important shoulder muscles, but also the triceps in the back of the arm. Every woman wants to work that area. You ready to do it?
I was born ready.
All right, let's do it. We got our bands here. We're gonna start with the bands under our backside, so we wanna be seated on the band just to make sure they stay in place. What we're gonna do from here is we're gonna start with our hands at about a 45-degree angle and our palms just above our shoulders. We're simply gonna press that band up above the head, just about touch, and bring them back down to the starting position, okay? We're looking for 12 to 15 repetitions, slow and controlled movement, and also please do not rock back and forth, maintain that good posture. How you feeling, Lori?
Oh, taller already.
Taller already, all right,
taller,
yeah. That's good, you got some strong shoulders there, everybody. Okay, 12 to 15, make sure you're breathing, and now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 6105 Parkland Boulevard, Suite 140, Mayfield Heights, Ohio, 44124.
Got an idea to improve our area? There are people who want to hear it. It's all part of a unique program called Accelerate, Citizens Make Change, and its goal is to rev up our region. Accelerate 2017 is presented by the Cleveland Leadership Center in partnership with Citizens Bank. And Joe DeRocco, president of Citizens Bank Ohio, is here to dish out the details. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, this is the third year for the program, so first tell us exactly what is Accelerate.
Sure. So Accelerate is a civic pitch program. It's for individuals only, so no businesses, no organizations. And it's really a Shark Tank for ideas to make Northeast Ohio a better place. And for Accelerate, we have 5 separate categories. And those categories are quality of life. So think about initiatives that are focusing on improving your life experiences. It could be healthcare, recreation, and social services, economic and workforce development. So those are really going to focus on access and focusing on poverty, and then also if there's an opportunity for economic stimulation and development. The third is education for tomorrow, so advancing access to educational development. Community change, and community change is really focusing on material changes to our community that are going to impact individuals and the community, their neighborhoods. And then the last is transformative arts and culture. So it's initiatives that use arts and culture to make a difference in people's lives and the community.
Okay, this sounds great. Different areas. So what if you have an idea for one of those areas? What then?
Well, I think, we have an application process. So we have individuals that will submit their applications, and then there's a selection committee. The selection committee narrows it down to 5 applicants for each of the 5 categories.
So like a winner in each category?
And then there's a winner in each category. They have an opportunity to present in front of a panel of community and business leaders. They choose one person from each category. That person then goes up against the other 4 in a pitch competition in front of about 350 people. And it's a lot of fun. The audience gets involved. The audience then votes for the big winner.
Okay. And it's probably too late to enter this year because this audience is coming up soon, correct?
Right. So it is too late to enter for this year. So we had over 80 applicants. Those applicants were ranging in age from 15 to 60 years old. So we have a big variety there.
But you can join us and you can hear the pitches and you can vote on those on February 22nd. And if I know you'll have the information in the website so people can get more information on it.
So what if you're a finalist in one of the categories?
So
you win something, or how does that work?
All the finalists will win $2,000. The big winner will win $5,000. That's going to be some seed money so they can get their ideas into activation. But the other huge benefit for everybody is everybody involved is going to have the opportunity to pitch in front of all these people. They're going to make connections in our community, and there's going to be other people in the audience that are going to say, hey, I can come help you.
Yeah, even if they don't get the winning spot. So what happened with last year's winner, rather?
So last year, a gentleman named Ben Colas won, and Ben is a kindergarten teacher for Cleveland Metropolitan School District. And he noticed that his students were coming in, they weren't quite prepared for kindergarten. So they didn't know their ABCs, they didn't know their numbers, and he came up with a concept saying, when you sign up for kindergarten, we usually send you away and tell you to come back in 5 months. He said, when you sign up for kindergarten, let's give you a box. In that box, we'll have some guidance and instructions. This is what your child needs to know when they enter kindergarten. And then also it included things like shaving cream, rice,
fun
Fruit
games
Loops,
and
things that were games that allowed the parents to work with the children to learn these ABCs, 1, 2, 3s. Before the boxes, he had maybe 1 to 2 students out of 26 that were prepared. This year, he had 20 of 26 that were prepared. So huge change.
Difference, yeah.
And you know, I think he's raised some additional funds and he's expanding the program, and it's really going great for him.
All right. Sounds like our viewers need to start thinking about their ideas today. And if you have an idea that could make our area even better, Accelerate could help your pitch get some traction. To find out more, including the details of this year's final pitch event, use the information that's coming up next. My thanks to Joe DiRocco for joining us today to inform us about Accelerate.
Find out more by calling the Cleveland Leadership Center at 216-592-2400 or visit www.cleveleads.org. Next, a way to leave the lessons you've learned.
Hilltop Village Apartments is retirement living at its best. Residents enjoy a wide variety of activities and living services with all large first-floor apartments, private screened-in patios with beautiful park views, daily dining room meals, free laundry facilities, 24-hour staff, and so much more. Enjoy safe, comfortable independence at a very affordable price. Call today for a tour and learn how you can get your first month's rent free. Hilltop Village Apartments, retirement living at its best.
Did you miss a phone number or website? Then here's your second chance, because we're going to list all of that information again. Then we'll be back on a will and a way to share valuable information after your death. If you have a last will and testament, you may think you've done all you can to provide for your family in the event of your death. However, you have only provided for who receives your assets, not a way to let your family know about you, your values, and your life. To provide that information, you may also need an ethical will. Here to discuss this important document is my very ethical law partner, Mike Solomon.
Hello, Lori.
So what exactly is an ethical will?
Well, an ethical will is a will that passes along personal values, not hard assets like stocks and bonds, but personal assets, your values, your family values, what lessons you've learned over life, the information you want to pass on to the next generation. It's a way to connect you to future generations.
Okay. So why would someone want to prepare, which sounds like a very personal document?
Well, some of them just want to be remembered. That's not an unusual thing. Some want to preserve family history. What happened in the past, that just get it in writing so it's remembered in future generations, maybe pass on some values going forward, or just their own sense of mortality. They want to have something to last after they're gone.
Okay, I mean, setting up an ethical will like this would scare me a little bit. So do you have any suggestions for how to get going?
Right, just start. Okay, so you have to start somehow. So come up with some topics. I'll give you a few. You might want to say what you've learned in your life, and from your parents and from your grandparents, and the information they've passed on to you. What challenges you faced in life and what you learned from those challenges. Maybe the family heritage. That's always a good thing because that disappears over time. And what your hopes and dreams are for the next generation and the next several generations. So you want to kind of get all that together, and that's tough. But what you do is pick a topic and then just start writing. Just get it on paper. Just start writing or type it in a computer, whatever you do, and then start looking for articles, maybe magazines that have something to do with the topics you're talking about. Take a month or so, gather all that information together. Then sit down and try to organize it a little bit better. And then you have a beginning, an introduction, and then you have your thought process, and then a conclusion. So you kind of tie it all together. The other thing is, what do you do with all this? So you've got it in writing. That's certainly one way to do it. But with technology, a lot of people are. They're putting it on the computers, on DVDs, or the jump drives, saving all that. And you can save videos and pictures. You get all that sort of stuff you can save, and then you can give your family members a DVD or something that plays a video and shows you, and you can express your thoughts even long after you're gone.
Yeah, nice to have that living person sort of talking about it. So, in thinking about an ethical will for yourself, consider The Last Lecture by Randy Pausch. This is the book. It wasn't just a legacy for his family, but it turned into a bestseller that touched the lives of millions of people. An ethical will can be the most meaningful gift you can leave to your family at your death. For more information, pick up the current issue of Northeast Ohio Parent Magazine and look for the Aging Answers supplement, or call Mike. The number's next.
Call Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information, or to schedule a speaker for your organization, or log on to www.ssnplaw.com.
Thanks for joining us. Join us next week, but until then, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.
If you'd like to join our kitchen conversation, visit our website, www.goldenopportunities.tv. Like us on Facebook. Call us at 440-742-GO-TV or email us at kitchen@goldenopportunities.tv. We'd love to hear from you.
Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.